Fun fact, I was actually born in San Francisco. Yeah, that's all I got. And we are off to the 9th Academy Awards for movies released in 1936. To start us off, we have San Francisco, winner of Best Sound Recording, and it was nominated for 5 other awards, including Best Assistant Director, Joseph M. Newman, Best Original Screenplay, Robert Hopkins, Best Actor, Spencer Tracy, Best Director, W.S. Van Dyke, and Best Picture of the Year. San Francisco stars Clark Gable and Jeanette MacDonald. Clark Gable plays a character named Blackie, much like his character in the movie Manhattan Melodrama. However, this character's name is Blackie Norton and not Blackie Gallagher, but they're both kind of shady people, except Blackie Gallagher was much more of a criminal. He just owns a bar/club where dancing pretty ladies sing on a small stage. And he serves liquor, and people look at the dancing ladies, and they cheer because they're pretty, and they can sing well, hopefully. Jeanette MacDonald plays the girl that comes in for a job at this place. Clark Gable's not quite sure, but then hears her voice, and he's like, "Yes, you're hired. I want you to be my leading lady for my joint." And as the two begin to work together, Blackie Norton and Mary Blake, which is her name, seem to develop some chemistry. They seem to be falling for each other until they seem to be at a troubled romance. This puts Mary Blake into conflict as a man named Jack Burley from a local opera house in San Francisco wants her to sing there, which seems like a much more respectable offer, a better offer than what Clark Gable's character is offering. So there's some tension between these two men. There's also Mary Blake's priest, Father Tim Mullen, played by Spencer Tracy. He also knows Blackie, and he's friends with him, but he's friends with him in that he believes he can help him eventually. He wants to say nice advice to him, guide him more towards a more holy path, a much cleaner, more good path than what Blackie is on with, his trashy joint. Blackie respects the priest, but doesn't follow his beliefs. See, Blackie is an atheist. And yes, that leads to the fact that this is a pro-faith movie. Or at least you can call it that. It is not preachy, though. It's not like a preachy pro-faith movie. It just, by the end of the movie, you feel like one of the messages is faith is a good thing, and without it is not a good thing. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I've grown up Catholic, so it's okay for me. Heck, I got a crucifix up there, so you may know something about my upbringing from that. But some people may be like, that's just an ick factor to them. This film is a very by-the-numbers romantic story. Guy meets girl, girl meets guy, because they have to work together, because guy hires girl. But as they work together, girl and guy start becoming closer, and that creates problems because of their other connections and stuff. What you're really looking for with this movie is the earthquake. This takes place close to the 1906 San Francisco earthquake that happened on April 18th of that year. It was a very devastating earthquake. It was definitely before building codes made earthquakes here in here in California in general, more livable. But back then, when the earthquake happened, it pretty much destroyed the entire city. Honestly, that's the scene you're really waiting for with this movie, and that's kind of when the movie gets better. It's too bad it happens in the third act, so it feels a little bit like a too little, too late kind of thing. Not to mention, I didn't think the earthquake scene was directed as well, or at least edited all that well. When the earthquake happens, you're seeing destruction, but each shot lasts for less than a second. It's just cut, 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 cut. Sometimes there's a cut within the same shot. You see something falling down, And then in the next cut, it's already down here. You don't see what happens in between. It looks jerky. It kind of hurt my eyes a bit. I was thinking, slow down. Let one shot linger for a bit. Don't just speed through it, because I can't tell what the hell is going on. The aftermath's kind of a great dramatic moment for Clark Gable as he gets separated from Jeanette MacDonald and he has to go out and find her throughout this apocalyptic, devastating landscape. Death and injury is everywhere. People are crying. It's honestly the best part of the movie. I think it just comes too late because everything beforehand is a little bit mediocre. I'm not saying everything beforehand is bad. There's a few good moments, a few good lines. Some of the songs that Jeanette MacDonald sings are really good in the Opera House and in The Joint. I'm also not quite sure about Spencer Tracy's nomination for Best Actor. Now, by this time, the Academy can't retroactively use the excuse, oh, well, we didn't have supporting categories back then, because this was actually the first year they did have supporting categories. This is the year they introduced supporting actor and supporting actress, thus separating actor from, like, lead actor and supporting actor. I don't know if the Academy really figured that out in their head yet, but I'll tell you this, Spencer Tracy was much more of a supporting actor, and to see him get nominated for lead doesn't quite make sense when obviously the lead actor in the film is Clark Gable. That being said, Spencer Tracy was good in the movie. Clark Gable was great, as always. I like whenever he's on screen. I like Clark Gable. Jeanette MacDonald was fine. Most of it is very mediocre with a few good moments here and there. It doesn't get good until the very end, and by then it feels a little too much or too little too late. So, I hate to say this, but it's kind of meh. It's alright, but whatever. The only reason you'd watch this is if you have like a Clark Gable collection that you want to fill, or a Spencer Tracy collection, or a Jeanette MacDonald collection. I don't know if Jeanette MacDonald is as big as those two actors, but you get the idea. It's only for completists. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.